Hey, we wanted to give a quick shout out to our friends at Baldwin Racing Engines here in Missouri. They did a great job decking our cylinder heads after we crashed the valves into them last week. Fast turnaround, took a day or two, really reasonable prices. They have the best equipment there. They resurfaced us on a Rottler surfacing machine, and they just look really good. Let me show you. So you can see here, man, we got a really nice smooth finish, and not only that, but they went around and deburred all the sharp edges around the combustion chambers and around the edge of the head, which you don't always see when somebody resurfaces your head. And so I'm really impressed. They're definitely cleaner than they were when they left. You know, there's a little carbon here, and that's just the sort of thing that's going to happen. Probably won't even get all that out of there besides what we need to lap the valves in. So along with that and our package we got today from Free of Valves, we're going to put this back together and get this engine back on the road and doing some more testing. And this time we are getting the last stock timing covers from Mitsubishi. So they had 2 sets left, so we got them both. We might part with the second set, not sure yet, but they are discontinued, and so we wanted to get those while we could. You know, plenty of used sets out there, but we wanted to make sure, you know, if we're going to take care of this engine, we might as well get the best set we can get. So stay tuned. We're going to give you some updates once we lap these valves in and we start putting the engine together back on the stand. Really should not... we just got the engine here covered up in plastic to keep it nice and safe. And I think, like we said, we're just going to use some Scotch-Brite really lightly, some white Scotch-Brite, and get the dirt off the deck. But there's really no reason to have the engine decked. It's perfectly flat, and every time you deck these, you know you're changing your timing geometry and you're making the component in question weak. With that in mind, Baldwin Racing Engines also took off the minimum they needed to really clean this up perfectly. These heads were kind of surfaced before, and you could tell it was a little bit of a rough finish, which we never had any leaking problems with it, but you know, the smoother is really the better. So they did end up taking 0.005 off, which is a little bit more than you usually have to do just for this gasket swap. But now we know they're flat, and if we ever have to do that again, hopefully it's more around the 2000s area. But just really happy, and really happy our parts are here, and the only thing we're waiting on are timing covers, but we can start putting this together. Hopefully by Monday we got quite a few updates on this, and this is going right back together. So stay tuned. If you need Free of Valves on any of your rides, call us at Revenge or view our website, revengeperformance.com. We'll help you out with that. These did ship, I mean, like in a day, and so usually there's a lot of backup on stuff. We're also putting together some melting oil pumps today for some clients. We're also shipping out more of these transmissions. We have a MAF-T here we're going to be shipping out for a customer. We are a distributor for Bailey Engineering for that, and we are currently tearing down a second 6-speed for this client. They sent 2. And so they wanted us to see what we got here. This unit actually has a lot of damage. May not look like it right off the bat, but it has a really torn up reverse. So if you can see that, those teeth there are supposed to be sharp. Similar thing on the hub and slider. The teeth are really blunted on those. And it also has a beat up second gear. So when you start getting chipping and stuff like that on second gear, your shift quality goes way down, and it can actually pop out of gear over time. And it's just really filthy. I kind of see them like this. Kind of what I assume is the transmission was starting to malfunction, and they just recently changed the fluid. And that's why you get really clean spot where the fluid is, but it just had been neglected for a while apparently. And interesting enough, this is another ALF transmission, and consistently the ones that say ALF on them there are in a lot worse condition than the ones that say Mike. I don't know why, but time and time again we see that. And I don't know, maybe ALF worked 10 years before Mike, I don't know, so maybe these have been through the rebuild process a couple times. But when you see that stamping, or you see anything that says like R and then it has the Mitsubishi Diamond and DOT, that's definitely been rebuilt by the factory at some point. A lot of these units have been rebuilt several times already, so it's just part of the game. We do have, so we got his other unit here. It is looking a little bit better so far. I mean, somebody's cut the counterweight here. It does have a note on here that the first gear synchro is bad, so we'll probably end up finding first gear's bad as well. but I think this other unit's gear set, first gear is good, so we can make something out of that. And this one also, the input shaft bearing does not appear to be leaking, wherein if we look at, oh, there's a transfer case we're getting ready to ship out to, I believe that one's going to 3SX. Then this unit here, you can clearly see when there's oil just all around them. A lot of times that means this input bearing's leaking and the clutch is tossing all that oil around there, and so that's going to have to get addressed as well. That's not something you want to put back together. So yep, this is just our teardown process here. Just one of many steps here. The first piece is going to be a manual cleaning of all the parts, and then we will use our glass blasting cabinet here, and then way over there somewhere there is spray wash cabinet we do next, and to get all the glass out of it, and we also of course blow it all out with air and make sure all that's good. You don't want that in your rebuild. So stay tuned for more updates on our engine as well as any kind of work we're doing around here. We're going to try to give you guys some updates every once in a while. We have a lot of transmissions to do. We are getting the backlog down, and we've got to where we can get a transfer case out in about 10 days now, with some more help here and some more process streamlining, but we're still working to get a bunch completed. This is really just a small fraction of what we have here right now to get done, but we're going to keep hard at it, and every single one of these goes through our whole process, including quality control and testing, to make sure they're going to live a long life and, you know, be quiet and not leak and shift really well and things like that. So stay tuned. If you enjoy our YouTube content, if so, you know, comment down below, or if you want to see something else or you don't like it, comment too. That's fine too. You know, it's free, so, you know, nobody's making you watch it. But if you don't like it and you got suggestions on how we can improve it, we're always welcome to hear that. Revenge Performance is the place to get the parts and the advice to help right the wrongs on your vehicle. We partner with the industry leaders in parts distribution and warehousing to get you the best possible prices, the widest selection of parts, and the fastest shipping. With our real-time inventory on our website, if we say we have it in stock, it's ready to ship. From us or from our many national distribution partners. With hundreds of thousands of parts available, I guarantee we can get revenge on your ride.